7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great stop! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm very excited because I'm going to be talking about these Washington Wizards. Let's just say I wish they were named the Washington Bullets right now because I just absolutely love the way this team is playing, and also that name was just badass to really simplify it there for you guys. Obviously, it couldn't be around any longer because it was a very violent name, or to the NBA, it was too violent to be around. But just the Gilbert Arenas days, those gold jerseys, like, those were the days of basketball. Like, basketball's still awesome now. I love the NBA. I'm an NBA nerd, but something about those jerseys, something about playing on NBA Live 09 with Tony Parker on the cover, or like, NBA Live 09, like, play. I had it on the Wii, I had to flick the remote and all that. Just bringing me some nostalgic vibes there. Couldn't have a PlayStation at the time. But the Wizards, they're a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. I thought they were a team that wasn't going to be good, not because they didn't have talent. I just didn't think they had star talent, if you know what I mean. And they're a young team with a brand new coach. We don't know what their identity is. They just lost Russell Westbrook. There was rumors about trading Beal, but I'm sure Beal doesn't want to leave now. They're winning. It looks like they're establishing a really good culture, but there was a bunch of just big-time question marks if it was like lack of talent. What are you getting from Kuzma? He's been shocking this year. Does Bradley Beal want to be there? New coach, like I mentioned. But for them to be a top 5 seed, you could say it's like a 4-way tie right now for the 2nd seed. Obviously, they're not in the position to have that 1st seed because they lost to the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat do have that tiebreaker on them, even though the Heat, yes, they have one more win, but they have the same amount of losses. But it's very early on, so the Wizards can secure that spot back. But I wasn't really high on, like, the players on this team. I believe there's no player, like, on this team that's older than 30. Like, this is a young basketball team. And also, think about the coach. First-year coach, first-year head coach, even though he's been coaching Wes Unseld Jr. for over 20 years in the league. His father, one of the greatest players in the league, was one of the greatest players in the league. Rest in peace to Wes Unseld. Played for the Bullets, which was awesome. But you also have to take a look at this. Yes, they don't have the best star-popping talent in the world besides a Bradley Beal. Like, I'm talking about star-popping. Like, yes, they have nice pieces. But when you're thinking of, like, all-star, like, superstar, yes, Montrezl Harrell's played at a good level. But you didn't think of him, like, during the offseason as a star-level player. You could say he was pretty disappointing with the Lakers, but they remind me of the Knicks last year. They're off to a better start than that Knicks team last year of the 2020 to 21 NBA season, but I'm saying these players have chips on their shoulders. Like Kyle Kuzma, he was a walking meme. A lot of people just thought he was absolute trash. Montrezl Harrell, walking meme, like chip on his shoulder, balling out. Montrezl Harrell's just been a big-time piece for them. Danny Avdija, you could say he was disappointing on the offense side of the basketball. Still has been, but his defense has been electrifying. Daniel Gafford, I thought that was a great pickup by the Washington Wizards. I just love his energy. I love his ability to roll to the rim. He's just so strong, so physical, plays with such a high motor. His ability to roll off of screens or coming off or just roll to the basket, I meant to say. Like, he's a rim runner. He's a lob threat. He could block shots. He's an athletic freak of nature. Obviously, he doesn't have a crazy versatile offensive game, even though he's starting to open it up a little bit with some mid-range jumpers. I just love the energy he brings to the table, just this overall team. Spencer Dinwiddie's had a bigger impact than I thought. Like, we all knew he was a good player, but how is he going to be coming back from those ACL injuries? He's had history with that, but this team also comes down to health. Can a Spencer Dinwiddie stay healthy? He's definitely going to be a huge, big-time part of this Washington Wizards team. But I wanted to talk about Wes Unseld Jr. Like, I just think it's a match made in heaven when it comes to him coaching the Washington Wizards. Like, he is rallying the troops. He's demanded, or he's gotten the respect from these players, and he's had a good level or a good balance of holding these guys accountable, relating to them. He just seems like a great dude, when it comes to coaching and off the court as well. I love listening to his interviews. He knows the reality of this team. Like, he's not too high, he's not too low, he's even keel. I just love that he holds these guys accountable, but he's not like too tough on them, if you know what I'm saying, and he's getting results. So he's someone that came in, like I said, his father was Wes Unseld, one of the best players who played the game, rest in peace. Like, he's the son of Wes Unseld, who played for the Washington Bullets. Now he is coaching the franchise that his father played for and was an absolute beast for. Like, how awesome is that? I'm sure his father's very proud of him. Rest in peace. So he came in just preaching togetherness, moving the basketball, playing as a team, defense. And by the way, with Scott Brooks, the defense was atrocious. The defense was awful. They were one of the worst teams in basketball. And right now, they have a top 10 defensive rating. I believe on NBA.com, they're ranked like overall, when it comes to all the stats altogether, they're the fifth best defense in the NBA. And you could say they don't have any big time lockdown guys, but they play as a team. They play good team defense. They know how to read the passing lanes. Like, I loved going back and watching the film of this team, and just there's just a big time chip on their shoulder, and they're like underdogs. Yes, they have a big record, but they knew they were underdogs coming in. No one expected this from them. Kyle Kuzma's been extremely efficient. He's been just doing it all out there on the basketball court. I just love watching this Washington Wizards team. And you could say Bradley Beal, he's going to get better when the season goes on. They're playing this well, and Bradley Beal isn't even at his ceiling right now. I don't think they're going to go on to win a championship. I do think they're going to lack star power when it comes to the playoffs. But this team just plays so together, and I just love the chemistry of this basketball team, the overall defense. And also Rui Hachimura, he's someone who hasn't even played an NBA game like this season. And he was drafted back in the 2019 NBA draft with a Zion, with a John Morant, with an RJ, that whole draft class, DeAndre Hunter. And he's like, I actually think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA, like when locked in, mentality wise, or when his shot is falling, because I think he has the physical tools. He's extremely strong. I believe he played a few years of collegiate basketball at Gonzaga. I'm trying to remember at the top of my head if he played 4 years, but he hasn't even played a game yet, and he's a great talent. So maybe this Wizards team, like their potential or their ceiling is actually higher than we think, because Rui Hachimura, I do think he has some star potential if he stays healthy. Like, I think this Wizards team is just going to be absolutely off the charts. And I think they're going to continue to get better with chemistry, because it feels like they just all love playing for each other. And Deni Avdija, yes, he hasn't been consistent offensively, but I kind of knew what he was, like coming out of like one of the best programs, like playing in the EuroLeague, just high level competition. He's just very fundamental. He does the little things out there. He's a team basketball player. He's going to make some nice passes. He's going to get after it defensively, and he's been huge defensively. That game versus the Milwaukee Bucks, what he was able to do, making Giannis uncomfortable. This Wizards team, I just love the way they play. They really remind me of the Knicks last year. Underdog mentality, guys with chips on their shoulder. And you just got to give credit to this Washington Wizards team. I did not expect this. I was actually pretty underwhelmed with their team, or like their team entering the season. I didn't think it was that great, but you could say there's some longevity. Not saying they're going to win a championship, just hit my laptop there, but they play hard. And Wizards fans, you got to be excited right now. You really do. But let me know down below your thoughts on this. Bradley Beal, he's definitely not gone now. The way they are playing, the trade rumors, just him leaving in free agency in the future, that's all gone. Let me know down below your thoughts and analysis, and peace out, y'all.